Billionaire benefactors bending backwards, pulling the strings of political puppets, mobilizing the media, manipulating the masses, censoring voices and squeezing the working classes, bargaining, hustling, money margin muscling, buying out the leaders and people we put our trust in. We couldn't feel the burn. Now humanity is suffering. Come on now, we can do better. Let's dance in the rain instead of trying to change the weather. Money is misleading and industry's got it backwards. The power is within you, so remember these exact words. Everyone is holy. Everything is sacred. For all my relations, we are all related. And we compose the chorus that Creator orchestrated, but we depose the forest and our water is forsaken. You say the writing's on the wall? Well, I'm determined to erase it. Yes, the world's changing. Yes, we are the cause. Yes, industrial nations put Mother Earth through menopause. So let's rewrite the story and let the children illustrate it. I'm willing to give my hand if you be willing to shake it. And together we can make it the greatest story ever told. I want my grandchildren to thank me when my body's tired and old. I want to die knowing I gave it my all. I want to pass on a culture my children can be proud of. I want to tell stories of the days everything changed, cultivating vision instead of passing the blame, when we remembered enough of the past to build a more promising future, and we learned to care more about generations we will never meet than ourselves.
I remember when I was 23 living in New York City, and it was the peak of the Occupy Wall Street movement. I remember just feeling really inspired by people standing up for something, gathering in the masses to stand up against a few. Being a young person with this perspective of the world that everything is sideways, everything is messed up already, we need to destroy it, break it down, and then rebuild it. I remember feeding on that energy, wanting things to be destroyed and then so we can build it back up again. And I remember being in New York City at this time and there was a lot of hate going around. I remember you'd hear stories about people just going off on these bankers and these people because they were wearing suits and they were getting off at the Wall Street stop on the subway. And even at that time, I remember that it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to be looking for a solution by passing around the blame and pointing to people who are doing the best they can with what they know to make a difference in the world. Maybe it's not a global perspective. Maybe it wasn't something to enrich the lives of people all across this planet, to take better care of our environment. But I doubt that any one of those people was doing what they did specifically to destroy some other people, to break down society. And then I realized that the only way we're actually going to come to a solution together is if we work in tandem, if we combine our efforts, if we forget about who's to blame for what, but actually look at the solutions that need to happen. I was so angry. I was so angry at people with money for such a long time. So I didn't understand it. Honestly, there's still a part of me that still doesn't. I don't understand why some people have to have so many resources when all we need is the earth, the air, the water, fire, each other. But regardless of that, the only way that we're ever going to change something is by working together. The only way that we're ever going to see a better future for our children is if we figure out a solution that we can all contribute to. And I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy to put aside our differences. It's not easy to forgive indiscretions of people's from their past and from past generations. But if we don't do it, then who's going to? At a time when scientifically we can see the Earth is heating up, we're driving not only other species but ourselves out of our natural habitats. We're running out of time. I don't want to be a man who's on my deathbed looking at my grandchildren in the eyes telling them I could have done more. I wish I'd have done better. But I got lazy. I didn't care enough. I didn't make enough of an effort. I don't want to look my great-grandchildren in the eye, these little ones someday, knowing that they have to live out with the actions I didn't take, with the times I didn't use my voice or my energy to advocate for a better future. So I don't know what the solution is. I'm not a politician, I don't claim to be. But what I do know is that we need people on the same side working together. We We need to figure out how to dissolve our differences, come together as people, as one. Because all the solutions are already here. All the solutions to global warming, to pollution in the ocean, to hunger, poverty, fill in the blanks, it's all here. We're just not talking to each other and working together. So I hope you hear this message, and I hope it inspires something in you to forgive things that you don't have control over and be more focused on the solution. How can we be in this together? What do we need to do to come together and secure a better future for our children? That's what it's all about anyway, right?